God, this is gonna get messy. And that are not getting along very well.
No.
That right there is my favorite part of this car. Yep. How that still remains on this car, dude, is just beyond me.
I figured somebody would put an aftermarket wheel on it, you know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I thought too.
Only one of those.
Yes, I believe this is the only, out of the 3 Letty cars, this is the only car that got that treatment.
Like something custom made, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's like roto molded for lack of better terms. Eddie Paul did that in his shop because he had done the cars for the Fast and Furious. I mean, they wouldn't have done it to the Hero car because they would have had to remove the airbag and all that.
Yeah.
They weren't tampering with Hero cars like that. The stunt cars, Universal didn't care because they own them. They can do whatever they want to these things. So this proves beyond a shadow of a doubt this was used in Race Wars. If you watch Race Wars and the camera pans away, goes to the YRX-7, then comes back, it goes from Sparco seats, or a Sparco lookalike, to these actual OEM seats. So that was the switch out at the point where they probably had the Hero car and then said, okay, switch to the stunt car, which I believe is this one right here.
Hey, pop the hood.
Pop the hood?
Pop the hood.
So we have a built KA engine, not an SR20, but he put a lot of time and attention into it to build it, to make it leaking like crazy right now, but the engine's coming out anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We're going to refresh this thing, repaint it, go through it, just kind of see what's good and what's not.
This is not gonna.
No.
This is not gonna work.
That's not
how we're gonna do this.
No,
too many couplers are gonna be deleted.
Yep.
We're actually gonna get the power steering reservoir to actually mount somewhere. This is going to be corrected.
Yeah.
The ground for the mass sensor is over here. Oil pressure sender unit is just chilling here.
It's like the idea was here to make it badass.
Yeah.
We're seeing a lot of like hooptiness that we're just not going to deal with, obviously. Well, upon further inspection, we lost boost on our test drive that we did that ended up being just dismal. So we figured out that the turbo, it's got shaft play. The blades have been chafing onto the housing.
There's a fitting right there, but there's no line hanging anywhere. We're on that on the wastegate right there, there's a nipple.
Yeah.
But when we take it all apart, we'll get better pictures and videos.
Yeah, either way, new turbo. And you know what? It was making pretty impressive power when it did spool, so I'm expecting even better...
Push this across the finish line or tow it.
better results. The next test drive should be better than the first one.
We can put mine on it.
Just talking about that BMW right there. It's got a fully built engine with a pretty badass turbo. We covered what we're going to do with the engine. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to run into basically. So it is what it is. When we get this thing out, we'll know more. Let's move on to the body. So these fenders are not correct. Front bumper's not correct. We've already covered that. The whole entire front end is not correct. But what is correct are these wheels. I'm so very surprised that these have not been changed. These are the actual screen-used wheels that you see in the first movie and also reused in the second movie. And they're in amazing shape. I don't even think they need any paint touch-up. Just probably cleaned up.
Yeah. That one's got a couple of chips in it, but...
Yeah, I mean, nothing to write home about.
So it's got the big Brembo kit in the front, right?
Yeah, he did the big brake kit, which is kind of cool because the Hero car already had that.
Yep.
We're going to do the cross-drilled rotors because they don't have it, and the Hero car did. And then he did Skyline GTR rear brakes. Yeah, either way, it's got good enough brakes for the rear. What we are going to need is gaskets. You can see this car was originally blue. It's got a bunch of layers of paint. Car number 23. The factory color was blue. Then it was painted purple for the film, and then for the second film, this god-awful orange. I think these seals are good enough to save. These door seals are not. Windshield seal, not so much, but I believe we can get all this stuff through Nissan still.
We already ordered the front windshield gasket and the back windshield gasket. We have to find these. And these are supposedly pop out, like they're glued in and they push in, so hopefully we can get those out without cracking them.
Thank God this is still on the car. I wouldn't even know where to begin to find this. VIS Racing makes the wing, but I don't think they make this casting anymore, and I don't think that they will. So I would say that's probably harder to find than the Eclipse wing. Somebody along the lines molded the body kit into the car, but we're going to do our best to try and cut and save when it goes to paint and body. Certain things I'm not going to be able to, but I'm going to try to save the rear bumper as much as I possibly can. These are the screen accurate side skirts, but they also molded it here and then molded it into the fender. So if we can't salvage these, what we're going to do is take this off as one piece and then just put it up as garage art. We can probably take the fender and the entire side skirt, break it away from the quarter panel, and then hang it. You know, that's a piece of history. I try to preserve what I can, but some things you just can't. So carbon fiber hood is going to be gone. It's already
more garage art.
Yeah, more garage art. It's lost. It's luster.
Yeah, it's got a little hot from the
the turbo
from the manifold,
and that are not getting along very well.
No. We'll make sure we put that gold reflective tape on the new hood just to be safe.
And plus, our new hood is metal, but still, yeah, we will definitely do some heat deflection just so we don't cook the paint. Front mount intercooler. These fog lights, they might be accurate to the first bumper that was on.
I didn't even know they were there until now.
And purple neon lights, believe it or not, you know, every car was outfitted with purple neons. We never saw this car with purple neon lights, but I was talking to Jack from Street Load. He said every car got it. And the owner that we bought this from said when he got it, it was some broken purple tubes. So you know what? That confirms enough to me that it did have neons. Maybe they were going to use it for some night scenes. Who knows? That script was changing back and forth, even though you didn't see it in the film, but it was on these cars. An agreement with a paint and body company, and they're going to really jam this thing out. And hopefully it's going to be a 5-week turnaround for paint and body. Then it goes back to Derek to put the engine transmission back in, wiring, this and that. Then we go to interior. There's a lot to be done here, but you know what? You know, it's a labor of love. We got to get at least one of these cars. We have 2 of these, by the way. We need to at least get one of these back in purple. The other one is over here in blue. That was also reused in Too Fast, Too Furious. Both of these cars were. So if you watch the scramble scene, it's like a 3-minute portion of the film. You will see that car in blue. You will see this car in orange if you kind of freeze frame it. And you'll see the Civic as well. And you'll see that in blue. So if you see any of these cars, they were reused in Fast 1 and then reused in Fast 2.
We did get the media mod for the GoPro here, so our audio quality and stuff and video quality is going up. Just bear with us. All the old stuff we got to get through, which is through, I think it was what was that? Panasonic camera or something like that. We weren't getting real serious at it at the time. We did it basically as document that what was done to the car, not for you guys. But that's changed now.
All right, so here's the beginning of the restoration of Letty's 240. And check this thing out in orange. This will be the last time you probably see this car in Too Fast, Too Furious trim. What do you think, Derek? You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. Boy, is this great!
So after about 2.5 hours, the engine is completely out. Transmission sitting over here. And we're gonna go ahead and strip the rest of the bay. Everything is coming out of here. This is the kind of restoration that we do, and this is the kind of restoration that these cars deserve. So engine bay will get completely painted. This engine is gonna be completely broken down. The turbo's shot. And check the bearings, just really go through it. It'll be cleaned, repainted, everything looking really nice before it goes back into the car. Long road to restoration. What do you think, Derek?
Yep. Make it more dirty.
It's a labor of love, but you know what? This car deserves every bit of it. Keep following, guys.
It's gross.
It's nasty. I mean, you can see.
Like I would have them clean this up. Look at this. Look at this hack job. Don't say hack job.
We all have our level of expertise. It is what it is.
I know nothing. Remember?
Well, that's every Monday.
Yeah, this thing here is just. I would have them clean it up. Okay. Make it look a lot cleaner, you know what I mean?
Well, what we'll do is we'll do a chalk outline on this. That way they know exactly kind of where to cut and where to round it off at.
This side is the same thing. They did.
And then they did something smart here, which we'll do is they put a rubber liner around it. That way there's no chafing metal on metal. So Yeah, it does need to be cleaned up.
It's definitely a mess.
It's a mess, man, but it's going to be beautiful in the end. It's just a matter of, do we go purple on this engine bay, or do we go back to what Universal did, which was rattle can, which we won't rattle can, but go back to like a satin black. So part of the restoration is cleaning and undercoating the bottom side of this. So we have a kind of unorthodox, goofy way of doing this. We've got a kiddie pool down here we're going to blow up. We're going to hit the entire underside of this with degreaser and pressure wash everything inside the facility, the garage. Which kind of sounds silly, but you know, when you've got the car up this high, you can really clean it versus trying to put it out there on jack stands and all that doesn't work. So we're going to blow this bad boy up, use some traditional gunk, and clean the hell out of this. and make this happen.
I don't get soap in my eyes or dirt in my eyes.
What's that?
Chemical in my eye. I'll put a hat on. So all I need to do is get this up in my eyeball.
Wait. Can I come in here? Oh, wait. It's Adult Swim, right? I gotta get
Yeah, you have to go out, yeah.
Alright, sorry. Get every little nook and cranny there, Sonny. Need you to erase the last 25 years. You can make that happen, right?
Remember what?
Need you to erase the last 25 years of dirt, grime, oil spills, road debris, roadkill,
Whatever.
race wars dust. Oh, that never gets old. I wonder how many more times we say the word race wars throughout this entire
Yeah, how many more, yeah.
build
That's
process.
serious puns we're gonna use.
Take that! Oh, shit. Sorry! God, this is gonna get messy.
I do want this thing. Sorry, removing you.
Woo. Yeah, buddy.
Best $40 pool ever.
I'm telling you. That's a pool I want to swim in when you're done. Or not. I would lower this thing down, that way you can get...
I'm trying to get the backside of this frame, subframe first, so you might want to move. Now it's gonna
Get out the way! Get out the way!
go that way for sure.
So we've got the engine bay cleaned, subframe, they're just in the middle portion of it. All we got now is the back. We are making an absolute mess. But this isn't our first go around. We did the same thing with Monica. It turned out great. Shop gets a little messy in the mix, but you know what? It's really the only best way to pressure wash it. Excuse me, this car.
Unless we had to lift outside, it'd be the only other option.
Yeah, unless we had to lift outside, which we don't. The subframe will be removed by the end of the day. We pressure wash the undercarriage, remove the drive shaft, transmission, axles, differential. Gas tank will be removed. Rear subframe will be removed. I just want to thank you guys for subscribing. I really hope that you guys like what we're doing. We have a lot of restorations to do. We are literally trying to save all the cars from the Fast and the Furious, at least the original movie. So this is the last time we're ever going to see this car orange. It's being loaded up now to go to paint. The glass was just pulled out. Everything is absolutely stripped. Drivetrain is gone. Interior's gone. Got these sporty Nissan 350Z wheels on here for the time being. I just want to protect the original wheels before it goes to paint and body, or while it's in paint and body. We stripped this thing down as far as we possibly could. Now it's all up to paint and body to do what they're going to do. We had a long sit down and conversation about this project. They're excited about it. We're excited about it. So hopefully 4 to 6 weeks, this thing will be completely painted and ready to rock and roll.